Hi everybody, welcome back. Welcome to Jimmy's First Gen Mini Rescue. I'm Jimmy and still working on the 2003. Believe it or not, as soon as this is over and this car is on the road and I get it inspected, I'm gonna start on the orange 2005 convertible. I have to replace the transmission in that. It's not that it has a clutch issue. It has a, where the slave cylinder is, the bracket is broken. We won't say how it got broken, but it's broken. So the slave cylinder is right now just being jury rigged, held on to that car. And that's not good. So I have the extra transmission that I took out of the parts car, and that's going to be put into the orange car. But since you got to take the transmission off, might as well change the clutch as well, same time. I'm not sure what the undercarriage looks like. It shouldn't be as rusty as this one. This one came from Minnesota. That one I bought in New Jersey. Could be just as bad. If it is, I'll clean it up and paint it. And I think already I changed the hoses and the reservoir for the power steering pump on that. Anyway, let me get today's fortune out of the way, and then give you an insight on what's going to go on today. I'm going to read today's fortune and get it in there. Don't put off till tomorrow what can be enjoyed today. So don't put it off till tomorrow. Do it today. Anyway, today I'm going to button up the subframe here. The power steering rack is just in place. It's not bolted down. It's not torqued down. Everything else is torqued as far as the roll bar. The bushings are torqued and everything like that. So with that, I should be able to get this unit up into the car today. There's still some things I can't do because I'm waiting. I ordered the transmission fluid on Amazon and it'll be here tomorrow. So that's not an issue, no big deal. But I'm gonna put the subframe in place. The oil can be added after the subframe is in place. What else is there today? That's it, because it's hot. It's humid today. Like I said, this should only take a couple of hours at the most. So yeah, I'm gonna get started with this. And I still want to clean off a little bit of the power steering pump where the old residual dirt, grease, grime was all caked up. I got some brake cleaner, so I'll clean that up. But yeah, so let me get this started. All right. pause the video so I can show you what I got to do. I'm going on top of the engine now. There's this right here, this little ring. This is where the reservoir has got to end up. So what I'm going to do is, as you can see down there, that's the ground. And that red thing, that's the anti-roll bar, the roll bar, whatever. I'm going to stretch a bungee cord down there and hook the reservoir and then pull it up so that the reservoir would be, hanging up, and it'll be able to go in the right place before I lift the jack up again and get underneath and put a couple of bolts to hold it. I didn't know how much of that you was going to be able to see, so I just figured I'd show you like in advance. But we'll just drop this down in here. I actually got two hooked together because I don't know how long I need it to be. And just so you know, I'll probably go down, line it up, come back up, pull it up, go back down, make sure it's lined up, jack the jack, the process, back and forth, back and forth. Now, if I had two people, one person can stand up here and pull it or guide it while I jack the jack. But I'm by myself. That's what I got to do. Okay, I've got a little tension on it. So now I can go up a little and see how much and direct it. And if I got to go underneath, I'll do that. From a video that I watched before in the past, they said pretty much when you get it up in place, there's this, let me show you, it's easier. Okay, I'm going to show you this one side. Okay, here, it's part of the subframe, and it's like it's got a cone here. Underneath, let's dip you underneath. There's that, this piece right here. It's like a dowel pin, guide pin. That's got to line up with this hole here. And so I got to go, of course, I got to push it back some. The bushing here lines up with a hole here. So when you get that close, and then the three in the back will line up as well. So I'm gonna, and then at the same time, you just make sure that your reservoir is coming up through the hole where you need it. You guys, excuse me, is motorcycle people. I think we got a couple of Harleys that live in the neighborhood, and a couple of sport bikes, which I don't ride anymore. So maybe in the future. Anyway, I'm gonna put you guys back here so you can kind of see. I'll put you off to the side, and we'll get back started. There's 5 bolts that hold it. I've got all 5 sitting by the jack stands. So there's 3 that go in the back, 1 where the bushing is, and 1 where that cone is that I showed you. So that's 5 on each side. 5 on that side, 5 on that side. So the bolts are standing by. I think I can get a couple of the bolts in the back first. So I'm gonna slide into the back and well, I think I can scooch. I'm not tightening it, I'm just snugging them up so that I can release the jack, and reposition it. That was a slight ordeal. I put the subframe all the way up when I should have left it hanging, but while I connected the power wires to the power steering pump. So I had to undo it, redo it, and so now everything is plugged in except for the electric cooling fan, which I probably will install in a minute. And the other issue, excuse me, I know that's not good for it. Anyway, the other issue was that I had the harness attachment attached in the wrong place. So I had to reroute the harness attachment underneath and then attach it. So no big deal. So I got it, and I'm gonna torque these down. I gotta go inside, get my notebook and look up the torque specs, but you guys don't need to see that. And you can't see it because it's underneath the car anyway. However, yeah, I got the reservoir for the power steering hanging up. It's up here in the bracket. I gotta find the 10 mil bolt that goes on that. Torque the subframe, and then I can just hang the front radiator and core support on the front, and connect all of the hoses, fill it up with water. I still have to wait for the what do you call that? The transmission fluid oil to come in. It's gonna come in tomorrow. However, I won't be here. I'll be in West Virginia. My granddaughter's 7th birthday party is tomorrow. However, her birthday is today, so happy birthday, Aria. And yeah, so that's it. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna look up the torque specs, torque it up, and then I might just go get the radiator and hang it in the front, just to hold on, for it to hold on to. Okay, I went inside, got my torque specs for the subframe. While I'm under here, I'm going to put on the cooling fan for the AC compressor. Amazon stopped by, you might have heard me talking. Dropped off the filter. If this filter fits, I'm gonna order 3 more for the other cars. I'm gonna find out what the other filter goes to and find somebody I know who has it and needs it and just give it to them. I bought them. They've been in the storeroom for like a year. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, get that on, torque it out. Now, some people, and I didn't look in the Bentley book or anything like that, but some say that the subframe bolts are a one-time use and they should be replaced because they're stretch bolts. So I'm gonna use these, put these back on for now. They'll be fine for the mileage I'm gonna drive, but I'll order 2 sets of brand new bolts, and then I'll just come up and replace them one by one later. So, all right, so I'm gonna go under here, I'm gonna torque everything down and put the cooling fan on. And, well, I can check the air filter right now. It's a Fram. Maybe I'll find a man. Who knows? But yep, this works. Brand new filter, good enough. I'll put that in my notes and I'll order more, or I'll see what the man filter equivalent is. Okay, torque wrench. And I'll see y'all later. One thing I almost forgot before putting the fan on is the lower engine mount. I marked on here up so that I know which way it goes. So it's easy. 1 bolt here, 4 bolts on the back side to the motor. They're already in place. So I'm gonna install this. Then I'll install the fan, plug it in, and I already torqued the subframe down under there, and I will connect the tie rod ends, the outer ball joints, the sway bar tie rod ends. I'll connect all of that stuff, and then I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna go in and take a shower. I gotta pick up Sharon from the airport, and yeah, so that's it until I get the oil. So that'll probably be Sunday or Monday, depending on when I get back. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, quick updates, and then I'm gonna close this one out because it's all I'm gonna do for today, and probably won't get back at this until Monday. Like I said, anyway, I got the all-important brand new power steering fluid. I've had this on the shelf, so I got 2 quarts just in case. So I'm gonna fill up the reservoir. I've got the most important bolt installed, which is the steering wheel connection to the steering. So that's in, it's tight, it's all good to go. Everything under the bottom is buttoned up. Remember, I don't have gear oil in the transmission. Won't have that until Sunday or Monday, whatever, when I can get back. I got the correct air filter. So I'm gonna install the air filter and button up the top end. And I'm going to, the same treatment I gave my coil, I'm gonna give to the coolant bottle. I got it in black already. However, it's not completely outline. So I'm gonna do that now. But anyway, you don't need to see that. So I'm gonna call this one quits. I know the music is playing me out. I wanna thank everybody for, again, taking your time and watching these long-term videos. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do the orange one yet, or how I'm gonna document it or video it. I don't think I need to go into so much detail unless I decide to pull the engine and transmission in one unit. I may do that, pull it out, switch everything on the ground, put it back. When you do that, you do not have to remove the subframe. So, I'll look at everything, I'll determine what I'm gonna do when that time comes. When I was feeling the clutch on this car, it felt pretty much the same as the clutch on the Silver Mini. That has a Vallejo clutch in it. So as far as now, the orange is tight because that's the original dual mass. It's a little bit stiffer, I guess, but I'm used to drive. I'll drive anything. I drove a tractor trailer. I can drive, you know, back when they weren't automatic. Boy, I'm gonna date myself. Goodness, the late 80s. Goodness. Anyway, so yeah, I drove a 13-speed truck, so I can get used to any kind of clutch. Anyway, all right, let's throw this power steering fluid in here, cover up the air filter, and yeah, I'll leave everything. I won't put the cover on this until later. I still have two things to do, and that is I have two heat shields to put on, but I'm not going to put those on until everything is in, it's running, and it feels good. Then I'll just put the heat shields on, button them up. I did put all the tie rod ends, the sway bar end links, the lower control ball joint, all that stuff is in. Yeah, so I'm gonna stick the radiator coolant package on here when I get back, and I'll fill it up with water, but that's not till later. All right, so I'm gonna call it in, call this one over. Stay tuned for the next one. The next one should button everything up. And of course I'll do a video of driving around. Well, gently driving around. Remember, my inspection is overdue since March, so I don't want to get caught driving, you know, uninspected. So once I drive around the block a few times, then I'll call the people, schedule an inspection, and then we'll go on a proper road trip, test drive, whatever. Anyway, that's it for now. Y'all have fun with your minis. I could see the fun in the future. I could see it, the end of the tunnel, you know. So anyway, I'll see y'all later. Okay, I just wanted to show that I took down the little canvas top thingy, or whatever you want to call it, canopy, because like I said, I'm going out of town and we're supposed to have high winds, so it's easy to take down, but it's starting to look like a car again. So everything is done underneath. Don't have the radiator package on yet, and I'm still waiting for the oil, of course. But I just threw the canopy in the van, and if I gotta break it back out, I'll break it back out. Anyway, just wanted to show that. I'm cleaning up my mess, going to take a shower, pick up Sharon from the airport.